everyone, Scout the Scottman. We're here to do a driving video today. We're heading north on M-52 from M-50 just west of Tecumseh. We're going to head all the way up to M-106 in Stockbridge, Michigan. And as we're starting this video, we got 11 miles to go till we get to our next community, which is Manchester, and then 23 miles until we get to Chelsea. So I'm continuing my video series here on M-52, although I feel like it's been like a year, maybe even two, since I filmed the previous stretch of M-52, which came up from the just south of the Michigan-Ohio border, all the way up to M-50 here in the Tecumseh area. So yeah, but anyway, we're continuing our way north in this video. So I think, because I would like to film all of M-52 at some point, I'd have to do this in 4 parts. Because this goes all the way out to the, to areas west of Saginaw, so this is kind of a long highway. Yeah, it is a nice day out today. It's partly sunny, and my car thermometer is reading 78 degrees Fahrenheit. If you convert that to Celsius, it's almost like 26 degrees. So it's very nice for the first day of June. It's pretty seasonal, or seasonable, when it comes to the weather here. But I will say the weather here in Michigan's been very pleasant lately. Well, I shouldn't say completely pleasant, but good in terms of like averages, because it hasn't been too cold or too hot or anything like back during the month of May. And we've had quite a bit of rain too, so Michigan for the most part is not really in a drought, so we've been getting quite enough rain here. It's like we haven't gotten too much, but not too little. Which, yeah, that should be fantastic for all the crops here in Michigan, which Michigan is pretty famous for, especially the sweet corn, although we're not getting to that time of the year yet. That's getting close, that's more like August. Because the growing season technically starts usually in May. Although sometimes farmers might try to start things in late April, but we can occasionally see freezes. Oh, there's I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a deer off to the left, just peeping out, looking at M-52. But yeah, M-52 is just mostly just a state highway which goes through the Michigan countryside. It goes through some different communities, though. It does not go through Tecumseh, because yeah, that goes just like about a couple miles to the west of it. If we would have gone east on M-50, that does go into downtown Tecumseh, and then it continues its way east toward Dundee, and then ends up just west of Monroe. But yeah, in this video we'll be going through 2 different communities. The first one is Manchester, and then the second one is Chelsea. We even go right through downtown Chelsea too. And then we're finishing the video at M-106 in Stockbridge, and that's going to be just a village that's to the southeast of Lansing. And we're approaching the intersection of US Highway 12. So Highway 12 going east goes in the direction of Clinton, Michigan, eventually to Saline, and then Ypsilanti, Michigan. And of course, Highway 12 eventually ends up over at Campus Martius Park in downtown Detroit. And you go west on Highway 12, you start to go through the Irish Hills area, and then you work your way over toward the Michigan International Speedway. And then Highway 12 continues further west in the direction toward Coldwater. And shortly after passing Highway 12, we have left Lenawee County start seeing more in the way of rolling hills, because we're starting to get into the Irish Hills a little bit. The overall topography in southern Michigan is like gentle rolling hills, although the closer you are to like Lake Erie, the more flat it is. Just like if you would have seen the earlier or the good parts of the previous M-52 video, as you go closer down to Ohio, there's some rolling hills, but more than like the first half of the video is very flat. And we got some type of a tractor or something way up ahead, so that's gonna kick up a lot of dust, and we have to go quite slow for a little bit, because we're going up a small hill and we're going to get to the point where we're not going to be able to really pass. Well, actually we might be able to, and it's a passing zone, so yeah, he's going really slow, so thankfully we had plenty of clearance. Although we do got someone who's about to make a turn up ahead, so this, unfortunately, we can't really legally pass. Because, yeah, it's like, yeah, you could pass on the shoulder, but I don't know if that's even legal or not, because I think people usually use that back at that intersection to make a right turn. So the Irish Hills are like an area where you got some more like bigger hills compared to like the rest of areas in southern Michigan. So we're kind of getting into it a little bit here, and of course it goes all through like the western part of Washtenaw County, like in areas including Ann Arbor a little bit, going to the west, and then it continues its way up toward basically all the way up to the area between like Flint and Pontiac. It's an area in southeast Michigan where you got like a bigger concentration of hills. So like, especially if you're in the western part of Metro Detroit, if you're driving, let's say in like Milford, Brighton, or even like Green Oak Township, that area, like you start to see some bigger hills compared to if you're driving closer to Lansing to the west, or going east more toward like Metro Detroit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna set the cruise control, just because I found myself a couple moments where I was like, wait, why am I going over 60 miles an hour? Because yeah, I should not be doing that, because on most of these 2-lane state highways, the speed limit is 55 miles per hour. And if I were to go 65 and a cop was to see me, I would likely get a ticket. Because it's one thing for cars to go a couple over the speed limit, but it's another to go 10 over. Southwest corner of Washtenaw County. Washtenaw County is the same county which has the bigger communities like Chelsea for one, and then of course you have Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti. Those are like the two biggest cities in Washtenaw County. Of course, I turn on the cruise control and I'm already having to come to a stop sign. So at this intersection here, to continue on M-52, we will need to make a left turn here. it's like people from the left, which is southbound M-52, they do not have to stop, but northbound traffic as well as the road to the right, they do have to stop. Okay, we're entering the city of Manchester. Yeah, Manchester's a nice little community. It's not really all that big. It is interesting that it is a city, not a village, though. And this is, or we just went over the River Raisin. It's the same river which heads all the way out to Dundee and then Monroe, Michigan. The River Raisin eventually empties out into Lake Erie. But yeah, not really a whole lot going on here in Manchester right now. However, this is primarily residential over here. And we're technically not going through the main business district of Manchester. We're going to be just passing it to the east. You'll know what I mean in like a minute from now, maybe if even that long. Okay, so after this curve, if you make a left turn, you can even here too, but especially at the stop sign up ahead at Main Street, if you go left, that'll take you into the main business district for Manchester, as well as another bridge going over the River Raisin. And yeah, so yeah, you can't see it obviously from this video, but yeah, downtown Manchester was off to the left there. And there's a nice little park on the hill here looking over the River Raisin. Yeah, there are some cars over in there when I was peeping over to the left when I was at that stop sign. But yeah, not a whole lot going on. Now the next city we're going to be coming up into, which is Chelsea, that one is going to be a lot larger than Manchester. And you got the United Methodist Church over there. And we're now getting out of Manchester here. Alright, so we got 12 miles until we get to Chelsea, and then 26 miles until we get to Stockbridge. But yeah, as a matter of fact, yeah, I already filmed the driving video earlier today, like, because before I did this video, I had lunch in Brooklyn, Michigan, but I took like the long way over there because I was filming a video on I-94 going west all the way up to 127 in the Jackson area. So I passed up M-52 earlier, and now it's like I gotta come back down to start this video. And yeah, you can see the hills are becoming a little bit more vibrant here, although not anything too significant. So let's just say, like, this wouldn't be extremely difficult. This is like icy or snow-covered roads or something in the winter or something. State highways in Michigan that I would like to film at some point, because it's like, yeah, getting off the freeway a little bit, you get get to see so much different things compared to if you're just quickly going from point A to point B on the freeway. Because along state highways like this, and when you're not on a freeway, it's like you get to see basically things that the majority of people will miss out on. For example, you get to see all these different farms over here, and of course we went through Manchester, and eventually we'll be going through Chelsea. It's more of a way of seeing Michigan the way that which locals see Michigan. Yeah, it's rather interesting that we have traffic lights out here. Like, we're out in the country, but there are traffic lights over here. A nice little church here at this intersection with Pleasant Lake Road. And there's even an airstrip over to the right. It's like it's all grass based. Like, it's not, there's no paved runway or anything, but small airplanes can even land over there. Although so far I'm not seeing like either a small air. Oh no, there's like a. It's like that looked like a house back there. That was an airport. That's the thing about going off the beaten path, is that you might come across an airport which does not even look anything like an airport. It's like you can have an airfield in the middle of nowhere, and you could have almost a shack serve as the airport. Although I'm not sure how practical a shack would be. But you never know, though. Yeah, so far as I've been driving on this highway yet, the traffic is not all that bad. But then again, it's like, this is not heavily traveled. Like, the M-52 is one highway which I would say is on the quieter side for the most part. The only places I think on this road which can get a little bit more busy is like the stretch from I-94 up to Chelsea. Just a lot happens, or a lot goes on in Chelsea, so people will use that part of M-52 very often, and even the part going from I-69 up to Owasso can get some traffic too. But you'll see what I mean when we get close to Chelsea, because we'll know there's a lot more traffic than this. It's like one time when I was driving, not for a driving video, because this is the first time doing a driving video through here, but I remember driving casually on M-52. I think I was on my way back up to I-94, which is just south of Chelsea, and it was a Saturday during the fall, and the Michigan Wolverines football, they were playing a game against BYU for a non-conference game, and I was trying to find it on my satellite radio, and I ended up finding I found the game on satellite radio, but it ended up being the BYU radio network or something. So it was rather interesting hearing the game not from like the University of Michigan perspective, but was from the BYU perspective. And that was rather interesting, because that game Michigan ended up routing BYU in a shutout in that football game, and it was rather funny to hear like the BYU can sometimes tell the announcer's bias a little bit, where they may have bias towards a particular team, but they try to hide as much as they can to have be more neutral. Although if an announcer has or a spectator has behind the scenes more sympathies toward a particular team, it's like they can sometimes accidentally let it loose or have it slip out a little bit, but they usually try to be careful. But usually when it comes to the radio networks, it can be a little different because they're more catered toward a particular audience, whether it's for Michigan football or for, in the case I'm talking about, BYU football. Although it's if you're watching baseball games on TV, they usually get the regional coverage, so there can be a little bit more bias toward the home team. Alright, so over in this area, this is where the proving grounds for Chrysler is located. So the big three automotive companies like GM, Chrysler, or technically it's part of Stellantis now, as well as Ford, they each have their own proving grounds. So the proving grounds for Chrysler is out here in Sullivan Township, Michigan, which is just south of Chelsea. And then you got the GM proving grounds, which are out near Milford, Michigan. And then you have the Ford proving grounds out near Romeo, Michigan, in northwest Macomb County. It's yeah, the proving grounds is basically where they do all their testing for all their different vehicles. So this stretch here can get a little busy too, although, yeah, we got a lot of slow traffic up ahead. Don't know how many people are working at the Chrysler proving grounds though on a Saturday. There probably could be a little bit, but it's hard to say. So after this curve, we're going to start to approach the interchange with I-94. And after we cross over I-94, we're going to be entering Chelsea. Alright, here's I-94. Take I-94 east, you'll head over toward Ann Arbor, and then eventually into Metro Detroit, and also Detroit Metro Airport. After you cross over I-94, if you make a left turn, you'll head west toward Jackson, and eventually to Battle Creek, Kalamazoo, and eventually in the direction towards Chicago. And now we're going to start running into a lot of traffic lights because we're now starting to get into Chelsea. Yep, as I was just saying, this is probably, I would say, from here into Chelsea, this is most likely the busiest stretch of M-52 in its entirety. It's out here, of course, we're in the south end of Chelsea. You got some different fast food restaurants. You got Culver's over here, Taco Bell. You got a Coney Island. You got McDonald's, Wendy's. Oh, there's even a Baymont Inn and Suites over here. As I was saying, yeah, Chelsea is a lot bigger than Manchester, and there's a lot more going on over in here. Yeah, it's different stores over off to the right. There's a Secretary of State, which is basically like Michigan's DMV. There's a post office. says Ace Hardware. And we're now entering the city of Chelsea. Established 1834, so just before Michigan became a state. Yeah, Chelsea is a very nice community, and yeah, nice little park off to the right, Pierce Park. Chelsea has a really nice downtown area, and I've been to a couple of restaurants in downtown Chelsea as well. We got someone waiting a while to make a left turn here. All right, and once you get over this hill over here, we will be getting ready to enter downtown Chelsea. Yep, yeah, just slow-moving traffic. There's a lot going on in Chelsea. Different areas with public parking, which is really nice. So yep, here is the downtown district for Chelsea, and good timing. This light just turned green, so only have to wait for a few moments here. Yep, there's quite a bit going on here in town today. And yeah, oh wow, yeah, traffic is really bad. We didn't even make this light. Okay, yeah, there is a big backup on the other side of the light, so yeah, this is kind of poor planning. I do see that the light up ahead is green, but yeah, I'm not gonna be able to. Yeah, I can cross it now. Yep, so there's Smokehouse 52 barbecue. They have really good barbecue because I remember eating there before. And then yeah, the Common Grill is another good restaurant. And yeah, these are poorly timed traffic lights. Who knows, maybe the train came through. And yeah, that's a really cool tower over there on the other side of the railroad tracks. And you can't see it from this camera or anything, but over on the left side, you can even see all the big grain elevators for the Jiffy corn muffin mix, because Jiffy is out of Chelsea, Michigan. So if you ever had cornbread and it comes from the Jiffy corn muffin mix, it is a Chelsea, Michigan product. And one thing I forgot to mention is at that first traffic light in downtown Chelsea, if you would have made a right turn, you would go over to the Purple Rose Theater Company, which puts on a lot of different performances, and it's either run or co-run by famous actor Jeff Daniels, who is from Chelsea. Which yeah, Jeff Daniels has been in a lot of different movies. Like one big example is the movie. Excuse me, of the movie Dumb and Dumber, which he co-starred with Jim Carrey. Alright, and we are now starting to get out of the Chelsea area a little bit, and we're back out in the country. Kind of. So we got 12 miles to go to Stockbridge, and if we were to keep going, 27 miles to the next freeway, which is I-96. And we have a roundabout up ahead. So if you were to make a right turn at the roundabout, which is Werkner Road, that'll take you in the direction up toward the Pinckney Recreation Area. And there's also a little shortcut if you want to get up to North Territorial Road to go east to like to some of the more eastern parts of Washtenaw County. There's a little bit of a shortcut to go out in that direction. M-52 eventually gets up to North Territorial Road, but over here, M-52 is going more to the northwest. And entering Linden Township. So yeah, we're well out of Chelsea now. So we won't be in any more cities or villages or towns until we get into Stockbridge, which is where we're going to be concluding things in this video. Yeah, right now we're in the area almost between the Pinckney Recreation Area and Waterloo Recreation Area. Yep, and this is Waterloo Road here. Make a left turn to Waterloo Road. That'll take you in the direction toward Waterloo State Recreation Area. But yeah, Waterloo State Recreation Area is I think it's the largest state recreation area or the state parkland in the entire state of Michigan, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the high clouds are starting to roll in a little bit because things aren't looking as bright, but it's still kind of bright enough to where I need to wear my sunglasses. When it comes to the weather, we do got rain coming in later today, but it should hold off till this evening, so it gives me plenty of time to have some fun in the afternoon. And yeah, that's pretty cool. There's even like a nice little like a nice paved trail which is running parallel with M-52 here. Great for people to go for a walk or for going for a bike ride. Although it wouldn't surprise me if it has something to do with the Waterloo State Recreation Area, because we got the Green Lake Rustic Campground off to the left, and that's a part of the Waterloo State Recreation Area. Because there are a whole bunch of campgrounds and hiking trails all throughout the area. Yeah, this is definitely, I would say, the most wooded area of M-52 we have been in so far, like the most scenic, because of all the trees and some lakes off around in this area. Like Green Lake is off to the left. You can't see on the other side of the trees though. If I was driving here through in like January or something, it might be a different story. Okay, so it looks like there's another trail that's off to the right. And back there's a sign that says DT Energy Foundation Trail. So yeah, a lot of trails off in this area for hiking and biking. Lots of recreation down in this part of the area. Alright, and coming up here at this intersection, this is where North Territorial Road begins, or ends, depending on how you look at it. Because North Territorial goes to the right, but to the left that turns into Row Road. So it's like almost like a completely different road. trail going along M-52 is over on the other side. And it looks very new too. It looks like brand new concrete. Either that or there was a trail over there, but they did reconstruction or something. I'm not 100% sure. Because again, this is one highway over here I'm usually not on. Okay, looks like the trail to the right is now, oh, it's gravel, but now it's concrete again. So it could very well just be that they're paving the trail. So it could have been a gravel trail originally, but they're paving it. So I have this feeling there, if it doesn't already, it's probably going to go all the way up to Stockbridge. Because I think there's a trail that goes in through Stockbridge. It goes east toward Gregory. I could be wrong about this, but I think there is one. Because I know there's a trail that goes through Gregory, Michigan, and then it goes out toward Pinckney, Michigan, and eventually over toward... I'm trying to think. I think it eventually goes in the direction toward like Hamburg Township and maybe in the direction toward like Island Lake State Rec area and like Kensington Metro Park. Maybe, I'm not sure about that. Or I'm not sure exactly where that particular trail that I was talking about goes. Okay, so it looks like there's no more trail over to the right. So either it goes off somewhere else or the trail ended and it's going off and it just ends. So it's hard to say where the trail does go or if it just ends. Yeah, things are starting to level out a little bit. Like you still got some small rolling hills, like common with everywhere throughout southern Michigan, but they're a lot more gentle compared to what we were driving through back the other way. So we should be getting the Stockbridge in about a few minutes or so from now. And when we get to M-106, we're technically going to be seeing two junctions because we got southbound, or M-106 south and then M-106 north. You'll see what I mean when we get close to Stockbridge. Yep, and we are now leaving Washtenaw County, entering Jackson County, and this is Waterloo Township. I can see some thicker clouds starting to roll in, but again, at least the rain should hold off till this evening. And we got someone being very gutsy right now, passing two cars and while hauling a small trailer. He got really lucky there. I don't know if I should say gutsy or stupid. Lean toward the stupid side of things because, yeah, right now that truck is tailgating somebody. Okay, so at this this curve here, if you want to go south on M-106, the actual junction is still up a little bit, but you can technically turn here at Territorial Road. This is a different road compared to North Territorial. You can make a left turn here, and Territorial Road will take you over toward M-106. Or you stay on this and you get on M-106 over this way, but this is not really the best way to get over there. We've just left Jackson County and are now entering Ingham County, which is this is the same county which is home to Lansing, Michigan, which is the state capital of Michigan. So what's cool about Ingham County is that it is mostly rural. There are some parts in the northwest end which are a little more urban because that's where you get into Lansing. So it's like you have Lansing in the northwest corner of Ingham County, but everything else is mostly rural areas like this. Yeah, that truck is definitely stupid, I have to say, because yeah, passing, although he had a little bit more clearance that time, he was passing only one car, so that's less stupid. But yeah, passing around two cars where you may not have been 100% sure if you'd be able to get past safely, pass two cars safely, and then tailgating someone, yeah, that's someone who is not very bright. I'll say it in a nice PG manner. Alright, and we are now entering the village of Stockbridge. There's a tractor supply company, there's a gas station, there's even a McDonald's here. Stockbridge is not all that big, yet it's still big enough to have McDonald's. That's kind of the thing, like in the United States, like even some of the smallest villages can even have McDonald's, just like if you go up to Canada, even the smallest villages can have a Tim Hortons. And here's the intersection of M-52. We're going to continue to the right on M-52, but M-106 continues south to the left, but now we're running concurrent with M-106, all the way to where we're going to be concluding this video today. So we have like about another minute and a half to go. So even though we won't be doing it in this video, but yeah, if I were to continue north at M-52, I would head out of Stockbridge and head up to like Perry and then Owasso. Oh, okay, yeah, Lakelands Trail State Park. So yeah, this trail does this trail over here does go all the way up to Gregory and then over to Pinckney, Michigan. It's the same trail because I remember the name of it. And we'll be concluding things at that stop sign up ahead. So at the stop sign, if you make a left turn, that's the continuation of M-52. If you make a right turn, that's the continuation of M-106. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this video here on M-52 North, going from M-50 near Tecumseh all the way to M-106 here in Stockbridge. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button. Don't forget to click that subscribe button so that we don't miss out on any future adventures. Well, thank you for watching, and this is Scott, or the Scott Man, signing out here from Stockbridge, Michigan.